Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Dad jeans.
Are we ready? Should we crack on cue? This is the we're back crack.
We're back crack.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, it's been so many years.
So many years. Cheers. Oh,
We're in the
my
same
goodness.
room, Jeffrey.
I don't even know what's happening right now. It's a little bit. I'm trying to be cool, but I'm like kind of like a giddy little girl inside.
I forgot what it felt like on a molecular level to be in the same room as you, and I wasn't prepared for this.
No, I have not been alone with a man in. I don't even want to tell you how long, Brendan.
Neither have I.
I'm so glad that you are my first.
I think if I'm so excited. I'm peeing, obviously, but I think if I let it out a little bit at a time, it'll dry, and then I can let a little more out.
Okay, good. Please, yes. Just take your time, man. All right, Brendan, I'm going to come in hot right now on something.
Oh, bring it.
I got a little bone to pick with you. Okay, so we're sitting in Brendan's beautiful new house in Eagle Rock. Mm-hmm. My sister-in-law, Julia, lives a mere block and a half away from here.
Bananas, right?
Absolutely bananas. It was so nice because I didn't have to refer to any maps in driving here. I was like, oh, I know exactly where that is.
Oh, yes.
Just showed right up on your front door. And Julia has taken to raising chickens.
She certainly has. We're familiar with these chickens.
In her backyard. This is what I'm coming in hot about. She says to me, so she's got like some chickens it's actually in the neighbor's front yard, like
yes,
right around the corner from their house. So Julia says to me, she says, I had the strangest experience the other day.
I'm worried. I think I know where this is going.
I go out to look at the chickens. I hear some voices outside, and there's a gentleman leading a tour group to my chickens. Just a fella from the neighborhood. And he turns around, and who should it be but our old friend Brendan Hughes, just taking a peek at some chickens that aren't his, like a creeper, sneaking around looking for some chickens to steal. Mm-hmm. She said it was like Henny Penny. It was like she thought you were gonna snatch one in your jaws and run off like a madman.
Chicken thief. That's what I'm known as in the neighborhood.
Chicken thief is what my sister-in-law thought she was looking at there. But thank God it was just you. But tell me, Brendan, so you're now settled in Eagle Rock, and are you getting your jollies scoping out all the neighborhood chickens? Is that the thing you do now?
The neighborhood chickens are kind of hot.
That is true. There's some hot chicks in Eagle Rock.
If you knew anything about these chickens, you would understand why I have to visit them so often.
Do you visit them often? I only heard it happening once, but is that like a regular occurrence?
Oh, she saw me do that on maybe my 15th visit.
Did you feel like, am I allowed to be here? Did you ever have that kind of thought in your head?
Well,
let me just say I'm being a dick. Julia doesn't care at all if you look at her chickens. But I thought it was so funny when she told me that story. She's like, I go out in my backyard and there's like Brendan's got a whole entourage to look at these chickens with him. Like,
I consider them my chickens, even though they're a block and a half from here. Actually, before I tell you the scoop on that, I'll let it be a cliffhanger for a second, because I also have to tell you about the moment when I saw Julia.
Okay.
I didn't know. I knew she lived around here somewhere.
Right.
I didn't realize she was the house right next to the chickens, to whence I had been many times.
Oh, okay. You'd been to the chickens before you even knew it was Julia's house.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea they were her chickens.
And you didn't. Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I was just very excited about the chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Their plumage, their personalities.
I don't want to know. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it.
Especially by moonlight. They're particularly.
I don't need to know. I don't need.
I'm
to
like Gonzo from the Muppets.
No.
You know that beak?
Oh, you're Gonzo, all right, buddy. You're way Gonzo.
So Julia, is she a listener to Dad Jeans? I should ask that before.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Oh, those are the ones that are always listening, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think she's listening.
So
Who has time? Who has time to listen to Dad Jeans?
Let me say that I know Julia quite well.
Yes.
Well enough. I've always had lovely experiences with her.
Mm-hmm.
You, me, Julia, Sunny, your wife, my wife.
That's right.
Our children all went to Palm Springs and spent a weekend together.
That is correct.
And so Julia, I would consider an acquaintance. Not only that, she emailed
an acquaintance. Me. That's how far you're going to go. Let's go deeper than that.
Could I honor myself and call her a friend?
I don't want to speak for Julia, but you go to Palm Springs with a person.
That is officially a friend making
Sure. You creep around their chickens. That's taking things to the next level. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're an acquaintance, friend acquaintance.
Friend acquaintance.
Yes.
Friendship is something I do want to put a pin in for later in the episode, but
friendship is magic.
It is.
Yeah. Am I right, bro?
You are right about that, bro.
Okay,
bro. Friendship is magic.
Yeah.
So we're walking to or fro the chickens. Maybe we're making our escape. And I have a chicken in my mouth, of course.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And I hear, hey. And I turn around.
Yeah.
And there's a woman in a car looking at me. And I'm with Oscar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. Bleh. And I had one of those moments.
Yeah.
I know Julia, and I know her face, and I know, oh, that's Julia Cole's face.
But you didn't expect to see
sister.
her.
Exactly.
You were like, why would she be here?
Talking to me in the car. Exactly. And so, like, it was like Hellraiser when Pinhead erases your soul.
Right.
So I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I can't. What is her name? What is? Oh, oh my god! Oh my god! And the more I looked for it, it's like a floaty in my eye. The further away it went, and I was like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I went,
yeah.
oh, total high pitch. I'm going to do this. You.
Look at you.
Didn't you?
In the car. The car
The
driver. What's
person
up?
with the thing.
Yeah.
You're the one who likes stuff. and so I was like, oh my God. And I was going to go through the whole exchange without ever saying her name.
Yeah, that's
I
one
never
can.
say people's names in the first place because what if you say the wrong name?
You could fuck it up. It could be your wife, for God's sakes, and you could fuck it up.
I could be like,
We all
I
have
love
these
you,
moments.
name of former girlfriend,
Yes,
to my wife.
exactly.
Then what happens?
Yes.
That did happen to me once. Not with
I'm
Emily,
sure.
but...
probably call. I'm calling my wife like Eli all the time too. You just fuck up names when you're too close to
do you
people.
ever call your wife mom? That's popular.
I don't think I've ever done that. Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
good.
I've ever done that. But I think it's worse that I call my wife the names of my children.
I know, right?
You know?
It's true. So I'm like, I'm going to get through this entire exchange. I'm going to figure out who she is, and I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to hazard a guess at her name.
Right.
And then Oscar runs up next to me and is like, who are you? Dad, who is this?
Oh no, Oscar! No,
it teed me up in the. It was amazing. It was like Curb Your
Terrible
Enthusiasm
wingman.
level. I know. He was like, who are? And I was like, this is.
But you didn't know enough to say this is Sarah's sister. Or
No,
this
I
is-
was scrambling to.
you literally were just like, who is this person? How do I know this person?
Yeah. Or wait, no, I might have known. I mean, obviously, I knew it was Sarah's sister. I
Right.
think I know it, but I didn't have
But
the
you're in that
faculty.
moment. You're flummoxed.
I was so
I have
flummoxed.
that, sure.
And conflabbed.
Yeah.
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 Brutal.
I get it.
And so he's like, who are you? Who are you? Dad, who is this woman?
Oh God.
And I was like, pause.
I'm
pause.
nervous. Yeah.
Long pause. And I'm like, this is my friend.
Oh God. Oh.
That's all I had.
Oh, Brendan.
It was terrible. I had to go home, and I was like, "Fucking Julia!" And so I ran into
this
that.
hurts.
I had to
This hurts.
I had to
This
get on.
so
She
hard.
wrote me on Facebook.
Yes.
My wife has my Facebook password. I had to be like, Emily, I need the Facebook password
no.
immediately.
Oh,
I
the
need you to
chain
log
of
me
events
in.
that this set off.
Right, and she's like, I'm busy doing. I'll log you into Facebook. I'm like, it is an emergency.
Yes,
and so
yes.
then I get on. I'm like, oh my God, my hard drive crashed, and blah blah blah. It's so good to see you, and hopefully blah blah.
Oh, okay.
I think I almost texted you to be
Yeah.
like somehow break into her house and bonk her on the head so she forgets the last day.
Bring your little Men in Black.
Yeah,
Memory eraser
could've
stick.
used that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, that is really bad. That is really embarrassing. That's bad.
really
I
bad.
hate
It was the worst one
that.
of my life.
I had one of those with a friend's mom who exact same thing. I just couldn't play. I hadn't seen her in years, and it was just like she looked very different, and like I just couldn't do it. And we were at home in Michigan with Sarah, and like it was my friend's mom and my 6th grade teacher, who I totally recognized, and the head of my like theater group who I knew like immediately, but the one in the middle, the friend's mom, John McCarran, our good friend John McCarran,
Johnny Mac.
his mom, actually, like I just did not recognize her for whatever reason. I could not place her. I hadn't seen her in years. And I didn't introduce Sarah. And this was like right when we'd gotten married. And like I didn't introduce my new wife. And we're all just standing there. And it's these three people who I've known my entire life. And one of them I couldn't place. So like, of course, we have like an in-depth conversation. Like, oh my God, how lovely to see you. I haven't seen you in 10 years. How are you? What's going on? And Sarah's just kind of standing there. And then finally they're like, and who is this? And I was like, oh, yes, this is my wife, Sarah. But of course I didn't like, it's just like, come on, man. People out there, everyone forgets names. Everyone. Just say your name. Say your name. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm calling bullshit on Julia for this one. I'm saying Julia should have jumped in and rescued you
for seeing the blank on my face.
Yes,
and being like, "It's Julia.
Yes,
it's me, Julia, your friend."
Just the second that she saw you, she should have been like, "Remember Julia, Sarah's sister."
Yeah,
but then on the other hand, you do know her quite well.
I know. That's the hard part. But do you know how many people there are in the world, Jeff?
Too many.
We live in the second most populous city in the United States. There are 4 million people in Los Angeles.
Come on, enough of this. Los Angeles. We don't need you.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need you. None of these people. Send them back. Send them back to where they came from. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
What do you?
You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You
by
know
that?
where most of these people came from, Brendan?
Nebraska.
Send them back there. I'm not going to say anything, but MAGA. Brendan Hughes.
Hey, Jeffrey. That's us.
Do you remember my last name?
Dinosaur or something like that.
Jeffrey Dinosaur. Yes. No, Jeffrey Dinsmore, Brendan.
That's what it is.
And
yes, of
we
course.
have a little podcast called Dad Jeans.
We do.
I don't know
we
if you
did.
Remember that. We did. But we're beginning a new season. Fresh start. An anus tart. New start.
Oh, got it. I know, this is very, very exciting. This is deliciously exciting because we had spent the last year trying as hard as we could to do this indoor.
We did pretty good on Zoom.
Our Zooms. It's not the same magic.
It's not the same. We can't. Yeah, because you have to hold. You have to pause a little bit. You have to like. There's just too many machinations, and you can't be off the cuff.
No.
On a Zoom.
Right.
Have you seen any Zoom improv? Is that something that anyone did over?
Oh God,
that's got to be the most unbearable thing you've ever seen. Yeah,
the worst.
I'm sure it was called like the Zachy Zoomans Zoomprov or something like that.
Zoomprov players.
Yeah, exactly. The Zoomprov players. Guaranteed, there's such a thing out there.
God,
if I were to
terrible.
Google it right now, I'm sure I would come up with 15 listings, and they'd all be in college towns.
Or part of like the youth pastor church group thing, and the youth pastor has tats,
yes,
and a goatee,
yeah,
and a backwards baseball cap,
yeah, and a questionable past.
No one knows anything about him from before when he was 35.
No, but he's so cool. He hangs it like he's so cool. He treats me like an adult. He let me have a beer.
He picked me up from junior prom and drove me home, and it was just the two of us.
Well, we didn't go straight home.
That's all. The rest is classified.
I don't remember. He had this little this thing that erased my memory. Like Men in Black.
Yes.
Brendan, tell me, okay, so I've been, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to, of the jury, I'm just going to give you a little backstory right now. I'm not going to go too deep into anything because I don't want to ruin any of Brendan's surprises, but Brendan left for the summer.
Yeah, I did.
We sort of were like, let's record, and then I ended up flaking, and he was like, I'm gonna I said, can we reschedule? And he was like, well, I got to get on a plane Friday. And I was like, well, are you going to be around this summer? He's like, no, I'm not going to be around all summer. And I was like, fuck. So we're not going to record all summer? And he was like, no, but I'll be back in August, and maybe we can try it again. And by the way, I'm doing this thing that is like a thing that I don't know humans who do this thing. and I'm like, okay, see you later. And then 3 months later, he shows back up, and he's like, okay, I did the thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, tell me about the thing. And he's like, I can't tell you about the thing. I have to reveal it to the world on our podcast. So I've been patiently waiting for 3 months, Brendan, for you to tell me about the thing.
That's true.
And will you please tell me now about the thing that you did this summer?
I just don't feel
Jesus.
like it's the right.
Oh, for for crying out.
Right, I got a
Hammond.
third arm implanted.
No. Well, yes, but that wasn't the thing. That was just an accident.
Right. It's just a funny thing happening on the way to the thing. Jeffrey, you've known me for, I want to say 13, 14 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, do you believe that?
No, I
No,
hate it.
yeah.
I hate it. Don't tell me that.
Isn't that, we met in like 2007 or 8.
Holy Christ. Okay. Yeah, you're probably, yeah, that sounds
I
right.
think
That sounds right.
We met fall of
Not
2007.
long after I moved to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the very moment.
So do I.
Standing over a buffet table at Eric Kissack's house.
Yeah, certainly.
I looked into your eyes. You looked into mine. We talked about Settlers of Catan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I also scanned your body.
Yeah, of course you did. Of course. And you're like, oh my God, do I know this guy? Did I forget his name?
Did we talk about Settlers of Catan?
We did, because we made a date. That was how our that was the first time we hung out. We made a date at that very party to play Settlers of Catan.
Oh, that's right.
And you and Liz came over. Your at the time girlfriend came over. And,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And Liz and I like bickered as we tried to explain the rules.
That's possible, but you did it in a charming way that we enjoyed.
We tried.
You weren't awkward bickerers.
Oh, that's good.
There are many awkward bickerers out there.
Oh yeah.
No,
I think
it's
we
fun.
probably
It
tried.
was fun. We were having fun.
She's a funny gal.
Oh, she's
Liz.
a sassafras.
She's a total sassafras.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Love that lady.
Yeah, doing well in Austin. Married now for a while for some tall guy.
Married, does her theater, does her little shows.
Oh
her
yeah,
little plays.
she did a thing where she moved there and started. She was a very good actress, and it started to be in plays. And there was this top 10 list of like Austin's like top 10 of the year things. Yeah. And one of the numbers was Liz Beckham.
What?
Is that crazy? Like,
That's
just
amazing.
the fact that she was doing art in Austin was in the top 10 of like their alt weekly.
She was on Chappelle's show. Come
Yeah.
on. Who's done something cooler than Chappelle's show?
Lovely gal.
I'll tell you who. Brendan Hughes.
Oh,
and
that's
you're
right.
about to tell me about it.
Okay. So we've known each other 14 years. And in that time,
Yeah.
I have been a little
failure.
bit.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to jump on that.
You're right.
Yeah. Just a failed human.
You said it.
Just
You
a
said it better than I
Sad,
could.
depressed man.
See, this is
Okay.
the wordsmith that you are. I would not have come up with those words, but they're much more accurate. I've been a little bit neurotic since we met.
Yeah.
And I've been like, gonna die someday, still haven't directed a feature film in the back of my mind.
I'm impressed if you've lost that feeling. Gonna die someday, but
Oh, no, I still have that feeling.
Okay,
100%. That occurs to me every 5 seconds. Okay. However,
yes,
I've directed a feature
No.
film. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No one does that. Who does that?
You're right.
No one does that.
No one wants to see feature
direct
films
a feature
anymore.
film. You did not go this summer and direct a feature film.
I might have.
You're full of baloney is what you're full
Here's
of.
the thing, though. I had to wait until feature films were irrelevant.
Okay, well, that's fair. You directed the last feature film.
I did direct the last feature film.
What? Give me the full. I need the full 360 on this.
Okay.
How did this start? What is this thing? What did you do? And listeners, I truly do not know the answers to any of these questions. I kind of do. I kind of figured them out to just this very day. But before that, when I saw that tweet, I was like, it's disconnected.
Really? Oh,
'Cause
you
you're-
have so much less information than I always think of you having in this case.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You told me nothing.
Jesus, why didn't I
You
tell
gave
you
me
all
no
this?
information. I don't know, because you're being inscrutable. You're like, I'm going to be the fucking question mark on Batman or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yes, the question mark.
that's got to be some kind of Batman villain, right?
Yep, definitely.
Yes. Would you wonder what I may be? 'Twill reveal all in
yes.
time.
Always adding apostrophe T to the beginning of sentences.
Of course. To Batman. Twhere are you?
Where's the bathroom?
Where shall I be? And twhence.
And twhence.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
In the time that you knew me way back when, I was always leaving for the summer back then because I was going to run a theater company on Cape Cod.
Yes.
In Wellfleet, Massachusetts, which is where I assembled 4 of the best actors I ever found to be in plays, and I directed them in a number of plays.
Okay.
I'll tell you a very compressed version of the story. They became couples. One was already a couple. Two other of the actors became a couple. Then there were two power couples and me. I was
like
directing
Fleetwood
them.
Mac.
It was like Fleetwood Mac, exactly.
Yes. Okay.
And I was the
in the halcyon days.
in the halcyon days.
Yes.
And I was the Steve Albini, I guess.
I think he probably had something to do with Fleetwood
I
Mac.
assume Steve Albini produced
Sure.
Rumors, even though he was probably 15 at the time.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, one of those guys.
Right. So, so we did 3 seasons of theater, and it was amazing and fun and blah, blah, blah. And then I left, and I came here full time. I had been living here in the winters, going there in the summers. Then I live in Los Angeles now. I need to go find a wife, which I did in short order.
Yes,
and
at the chicken coop.
At the chicken coop.
Yeah.
And she and
Emily.
They. Emily, thank you.
Sorry.
The 4 people, the 2 couples.
The Wellfleeters.
Yes, they are Brenda and Jonathan. That's one couple. Bob and Stacy. That's the other couple. Took over the theater space. We had been running it. It had been the second stage of this larger operation over there. And then they kind of like staged a coup and took it for themselves. And they have been running it as a theater company for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Brenda.
Wait, where does the Zinn child fit into this?
He was the artistic director of the whole thing.
The bigger theater. So this is like the black box theater of
Bingo.
Of the Wellfleet summer festival.
You could call it that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly right. And Jeff Zinn was the artistic director of the whole shebang.
And how about the curly-haired Curly, who I'm still friends with on Twitter?
Oh, Winslow
Corbett.
She came and acted there a number of times.
I see, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, she was in the orbit around. Winslow Corbett was in orbit around
Yes.
Wellfleet Harbor Actors.
Yes. Is that how actors would warm up? Winslow Corbett was in orbit.
Around the Wellfleet Actors
Watching
Theater.
Norbit.
Yes.
Okay.
Norbert, what was that guy's name? Norbert Asspants?
I don't
There's
know.
a guy on
There's
Broadway.
an Eddie Murphy movie named Norbit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
So, Brenda,
yeah.
among the 4, is also something of a damnable scribbler.
Okay, a scribbler, right.
Yes, and has written a number of plays.
A scribbleuse, I believe.
A scribbletrix.
Say, yes.
Yeah. And she rose to some level of prominence. 20 years ago, she wrote the play Matt and Ben, which is about Matt.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So with Mindy Kaling.
With Mindy Kaling.
And she wrote it, and they played Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as they were writing Good Will Hunting.
That was a phenomenon. I was in New York at that time.
Oh, yeah. At PS 122. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And you know how it became a phenomenon? Brenda told me.
Do tell.
They wrote a press release saying that the actual Matt and Ben were suing them, which was not true.
Oh, well done.
And then they became famous.
Fantastic.
Isn't that brilliant?
It's a brilliant. I mean, it was an amazing idea for a play. Like, I didn't see it personally, but yes,
I did have the pleasure. They came and did it at Yale when I was there, and it is incredibly funny because what they're actually trying to do in the play is adapt. I want to say the Iliad as an action movie, but then the script for Good Will Hunting falls out of the crawl space in their attic,
okay,
something like that, and just onto their heads on the couch.
Oh my God, amazing!
It was pretty great. Anyway,
okay.
So Brenda is one of the most amazing theater artists that walks the planet. She's a national treasure.
Okay.
She's unbelievably talented, a powerhouse on stage, and funny and sweet, and a fantastic friend. She wrote this play called Din Din, which is a dinner theater or a dinner party four-hander for them.
Okay.
And it was going to be in their season, but then they couldn't have a season because of COVID.
Yes.
And then they found out they weren't going to have a second season. They didn't perform at all last summer, and then they were like, wow, we can't do anything. So in January, she wrote me an email, and she was like, we probably aren't going to be able to have a season. You want to make this play a movie instead? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Hell yes, I want to make this play. Yes, I've been waiting for this email for 10 years because I came here to be a goddamn director, Jeff.
Right.
But how do you become a director?
How? You need money.
You don't.
That's what you do.
Money.
You need money. So that's the primary question that I've been waiting for 3 months to be answered. Where's the money come from, son?
Well, we had enough money to shoot it, I think, in the theater.
What does this mean? We
coffers.
had. Oh, okay. So they staged plays for a number of years. They had a
war
bank.
chest.
They had a war chest. Okay,
and maybe even a grant that they had to use or something like that.
Okay,
and so they were like, we have a certain amount of money.
Yes.
And
you can't. That's going to be like it's going to be in Variety, dude. Come on, you got to. You can't keep a film's budget secret.
I know. We can't. I know. Well,
how much are we talking here?
We only had enough money to shoot it, not to edit it. So it's on 2 hard drives right over there. And we now have to actually raise. Here's what I learned.
Get some kid in Cambodia to do that for you. Come on,
on Fiverr.
And now, today's
that is true. Here's the
that would
crazy
actually
thing.
be amazing to see, like to give the footage to someone and see them just do like some like TikTok style edit of this thing that you shot.
It would probably be kind of good.
Totally.
That's actually a brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. So. Exactly. So here's what I learned. I learned a major lesson, Jeff, because I've been waiting my entire life to fucking become some sort of director or whatever.
Yes.
And waiting for someone to give me permission, waiting for the gods to smile on me or some shit.
Yeah.
But in order to, but the money is always a thing because any famous director you've ever heard of is someone's fucking nephew.
That's a happens. That's
Look it
thing.
up. Google any director you've ever heard of,
yes.
and they're a fucking Coppola.
That's true. There's a lot of Coppolas.
There's a lot of Coppolas out there, and they just keep having more Coppolas.
Yeah, it's a litany of Coppolas.
Ugh. And so I was like, this is just not happening. I don't know. I'm not rich. I don't seem rich to other rich people. So when rich people meet me, they're like, I'm not trusting that probable waiter with my money.
Why is he touching his face so much?
Why is he touching his face so much?
Yeah.
I said as I touched my face.
Yeah.
And therefore, it just wasn't going to happen. But then what happened? But
this
is what I learned.
Oh, okay.
In order to raise money to make a movie, you have to make the movie and then raise money to make the movie.
Oh, so you have it. So now that the movie's done, but that's a little disingenuous because you had the movie you had the money to shoot the movie.
The theater did have a little bit of money to shoot, although none of us got paid.
Sure.
You know who made the most money? The sound guy.
The sound guy?
Yeah. He made a fucking fuck ton on that show, and no one else did.
Lighting?
Emily did that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Emily shot
So you got
it.
Volunteers for everything.
Volunteers above the line. So there was no producer. I produced it. They produced it.
Do you have contracts though? Like, is there back end deals?
There are.
Are you gonna make a shitload if this movie wins an Oscar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That
would be nice.
Not a sad thing.
That is not a sad thing. Right.
Okay.
And I don't know. It would be very interesting. And so now we have to raise. We shot it for a certain sum, which I will reveal to you off the air.
Okay.
And then we have to raise double that, so 200% more to do post production.
Okay.
And then it will be done, and then we can put it on the world.
That's the reason you need to raise that much is just because like those are all like jobs that you have to pay people to do.
Correct. Editing, sound mix, color correction,
all that
kind
shit.
of stuff. We had to paint out. There were trucks going by all the time, so the boom mic had to get really close to the mouths, and it's in almost every shot. So we have to paint it out of every shot. But I can do that myself. That's After Effects. I can do that myself.
Really? Mm-hmm. It seems like a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, that's the thing. I actually can do all of it if it has to be so, but that's 6 months of just not working.
Sure. Yeah, and you're going to get like you want to be giving that to someone who like is just like cranking that out every day, right?
Right. And
it's
this
like,
is what they do.
You don't want to be like the guy who's like, "Well, I can figure it out."
I can't. I mean, I'm deaf in one ear, but I can mix the sound.
Right.
So that is what. So now we are looking for investors. You want to be an executive producer of this movie, Jeff?
Put it up on Kickstarter. I'll give you some money.
Thanks, buddy.
I would gladly give you my children's college fund. What the fuck am I going to do with that money?
You'll get it back, 120%.
They're so stupid. They're never going to college.
They're Californians. They're definitely not.
Yeah.
You know what people don't do in especially Los Angeles? Finish high school.
Why should they? They're all Coppolas.
They're all Coppolas.
Yeah,
exactly.
they don't need to finish high school.
When I first came here, the amount of like non-high school graduates I met out here, it was
really
shocking to me.
That's interesting. I know one of the more successful producers I know did not graduate from high school, and I always thought that was kind of cool. Like she's just good. She just was like, I'm done with this. I'm just going to like work. And
it is a little punk rock.
Yeah,
it's not punk rock.
It's not punk rock. And what do you want to learn the fucking capitalist, fascist, hegemony, like
just in time for late stage capitalism
shoved down your throat?
Exactly, and then have fucking student loans up your ass.
No one wants that.
Right, I sit here with a master's degree that has helped me in zero ways.
Well, you directed a feature film.
I did.
Yeah,
and now I am not a neurotic person anymore.
Wow, that cured it.
No.
Do you still have how's the General Meniere's?
Under control.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I take a lot of pills. I haven't had an attack since
Mexican
January.
pills?
No, now they're Canadian pills.
Oh, okay.
It's cheaper in Canada than Mexico.
Interesting.
Strange. So I only did that one trip to Tijuana, and now it's mail order from...
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
from
good.
Medicine Hat.
And it doesn't, like, you haven't had an attack in a while?
No.
That's amazing.
I know.
Do you think that's connected to you feeling more fulfilled mentally?
Maybe. I have to take a lot of pills.
Okay.
So that's kind of a drag. But it beats being in a plane crash every day.
Sure.
Or every week or something like that.
Yeah, that sounded miserable.
It was awful. It was hell. It was hell on earth, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it out.
Thanks, buddy.
With a bullet in your back. Brendan, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
You've done something really good that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm pinching myself.
And then what happens after, like, do you have a timeline?
No, it's all based on how much money. If we raise the amount of money I want to raise, it'll be done in 5 months. If we raise no money, it'll be done in like a year and 2 months.
And then when do festivals start? Is that the next step?
Done. Yeah, that would be the next. Oh no, the next step is you go. It's like selling a house. We finish it, and then we go to sales companies.
Okay,
it's exactly like a house. You go and you get a broker who has a screening, and people come and they watch it, and then like you put together like a distribution deal that way.
Okay,
and if that doesn't work, then you go to a film market, which is like Cannes is both a festival and a market, or there's one in Santa Monica in November, and you go and you hawk it to they make all the hotel rooms offices, and you go to the different places. They're like, hi, Netflix room,
right?
And it's some asshole, and you're like, and then if that doesn't work, then you go to festivals. Festivals is the third resort.
Oh, interesting. Have you talked to our friend Bill Watterson about any of this?
I haven't, but I should. I need to. I mean,
he's in a different genre. I feel like probably the horror genre is probably easier to tap into somewhat.
Oh yeah, those things always sell. Mm-hmm. I need to make a horror movie. Why don't we make a horror movie?
I've thought about it. I have a couple of ideas percolating.
Really?
Yep.
Can they take place in the future?
Sure. Let's do it.
Future horror?
Future horror. Why not?
Or sci-fi horror?
The future is, it's all horror. Every past, present, future, it's all horror.
What about plumbers in space?
Okay, done.
Great.
Space plumbers.
Space plumbers.
Starring Christopher Plummer.
Oh,
wait, he's dead, I think.
Did he? Oh, he just died.
Yeah. The ghost of Christopher Plummer?
God rest him. Oscar's obsessed with Knives Out.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's a very strange movie for how old is he? 9?
8.
An 8-year-old boy to be obsessed with.
He fucking loves it.
Really?
And he talks about Christopher Plummer all the time. He talks about the actors by their name, by their. He's like, when Daniel Craig sits in the chair and does.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really kind of bizarre.
Wow. That's interesting. He loves a drawing room mystery.
He does.
Wow,
he does. So, but now enough about.
Yes.
What's you? I haven't seen you all summer.
Okay.
And I know you went to the Michigan area.
I did go to Michigan for a couple of weeks. I did a Rotary Club. This is comparable to you making a film, me fulfilling something that I've wanted to do for my entire life. I did a presentation for the Rotary Club in Flint, Michigan.
You did not.
Yes. They had the budget. They just, they had, they raised money over the years,
and they came correct.
And yes, exactly. And they made me an offer, and I was flattered. I took a little less than I would normally have taken, but my dad was in the club. So.
Oh, and the Rotarians do wonderful things for people.
They do wonderful things. What am I going to do? Like fleece a bunch of polio-ridden Indians out of this? Come on. I said, give like, take 5% off the top. Give that to the polio-ridden Indians, and give the rest to me.
Why are they so into rotaries?
They just like the eternal wheel. I don't know. That's a good question. Actually, I've never asked my dad why the Rotary Club is the Rotary.
Does it refer to rotaries like in the? I mean, we only call them this in Boston. I think everywhere else they're called roundabouts.
Oh no! Well, their symbol is like it's
cog.
like a yeah. You've seen the symbol before. It's like a cog. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't really know where that comes from. I'm sure my dad is going to listen to this episode, and he's going to fill me in.
Oh, please do, Dennis.
He knows the history of Rotary.
Excellent.
But that was exciting. We did that. I did the Whole 30 diet, so I did 30 days with like nothing. Like I had no sugar, I had no alcohol, I did the whole thing. Yeah.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
There was nothing to hug when we hugged.
No, I just slipped through your arms. No, I lost a good 10 pounds. That was good. I'm drinking tonight, obviously, but I'm trying not to make too much of a habit of it. Tonight I had to get fucking plowed because I'm seeing Brendan Hughes.
Yeah, man.
But those were my big things. I bought a bunch of concert tickets that I may or may not use in the fall. We'll see how this Delta variant thing goes.
Are you going to see Mannequin Pussy?
I'm not going to see Mannequin Pussy, no, but I know that is an actual band.
Isn't that a great name for a band?
You know, if you like that kind of name for a band. No, it brings me a chuckle. Mm-hmm. I don't know how, am I going to have like a poster of Mannequin Pussy on my wall and be like, my favorite band is Mannequin Pussy?
I've been watching Mayor of Easttown.
Yes.
And
I have not watched it yet. How is it?
It's great.
Okay.
Why isn't it called Mayor of Eastham, though? Because that's what it should be called. That's what I always refer to it. But in any case, Mayor of Easttown. And her daughter wears Mannequin Pussy t-shirts. I just started listening to Mannequin Pussy, and then I saw, and I just started watching the show. It's one of those things that happens.
Oh, wow.
You think about someone and they email you. This doesn't matter. What matters is, what was your presentation about to the Rotarians?
About my career, my twisted career, it was called. I just did a retrospective on my life, and it turns out I've done some interesting things in my life, Brendan. As have you, I'm sure. If you were to give that presentation to the Rotary Club,
Jeffrey Dinsmore.
No. You are far more Jeffrey Dinsmore than Jeffrey Dinsmore. You're more of a Jeffrey Dinsmore than...
You honor me, sir.
Ah, yes. I don't know. Or dishonor. But the concert tickets. No, I'm not going to see Mannequin Pussy. To my knowledge.
To your knowledge.
But I just I got so excited about this whole, we had 3 weeks of just normalcy, right?
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah, before the Southern Republicans ruined everything again.
Yes.
They were like, no, slavery's not enough. We're going to ruin the country again in the 21st century.
Yes.
By being fucking idiots.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
3 weeks where everything seemed fine.
Everything was nice, things were going to be normal. It was going to be a hot ass summer or whatever they were referring to it as.
Oh,
hot dick summer,
wet
big
mannequin
cock,
pussy summer.
Wet, yeah, yes, wet mannequin pussy summer. That's right. Yes, that was the nomenclature. And it didn't happen. I got no wet mannequin pussy.
Well, you have to apply yourself, Jeffrey.
That's true.
It's not just you have to.
You have to go get in there.
You have to go get it.
You have to get in there deep if you want to get your wet mannequin pussy. Shall we move into our first segment, Brendan?
Yes, we should.
Wait, but do you have more to tell me about your summer? I mean, that's all I need to hear. That's enough.
Plenty.
I hope you didn't do anything more than direct a movie because then I'll be like.
I also participated in a step challenge with my family-in-laws.
What does that mean?
In-law family. Emily, to honor Emily's father, passed away in May. And
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
rest in power.
Wonderful,
rest in power.
Human being. And she decided that she was going to honor him by starting this step challenge where two sides of her family compete every day for 45 days in terms of the average daily steps. And so your phone has a step counter in it.
Okay.
And so it would sync with this app that had a leaderboard of who was, everyone had a little avatar and who was taking the most steps. And people went to insane lengths.
Really?
One of her cousins took 40,000 steps, which I think
that's like 20 miles.
Yeah, over a 20-mile
Jiminy
walk.
Christmas.
I went to New York City for a week, and every night I would put Oscar to bed at my brother-in-law's, and then I would hit the streets. I would hit the bricks, and I was clocking 20,000 steps a day around, and I would just walk up one side of Manhattan into the guts of it, and then down.
Did you party?
It was awesome.
Did you go to any bars?
No, I had to walk.
Wait, do you not drink anymore?
I don't drink because of years. So that's
period. Not a drink, not a drop, not a drop to be had.
Not a drop.
What do you do to get high?
Nothing.
Heroin.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you got to get high somehow, dude.
Got to do something. Well, I can have the odd edible, except it makes me slow and dumb.
Yeah, if you don't like that,
it's not quite right.
We got to find a drug for
I got to
Brendan.
figure out a way to take the edge off.
Can that be the season 5 mission? Will be to find a drug for Brendan.
Find Brendan a drug.
The Find a Drug for Brendan challenge.
Oh, I love it.
Yes,
I'm
all
ready.
right.
Yeah, Schoolboy, Barbiturates.
But you're gonna have to try them all.
I'll try them.
All right. Sam Sadden, get on this. I have a feeling you're the man for this mission.
I also have a feeling, given that the more Sam Zadden lights himself up, the more apt he is to text us in the middle of the night.
This is true. As far as I know, Mr. Sadden only does the alcohol, but we'll see. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe he's a partier. Let's move into our first segment.
Oh, let's.
Either way, it's gone.
Either way, it's gone.
The things you loved and didn't love, either way they're gone.
Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard that? We've talked about this on the air, I think.
Yes.
The Seinfeld joke about going on vacation. You might have even told me this on the air.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I think it's actually a Louis C.K. joke.
Oh, is it Louis C.K.?
Yes.
Right, where he's walking around the front of the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So listeners, and we've probably said this before, but he does a whole image, the dad getting the children into the car for the vacation and the wife and everything, and he closes the door and he walks around the front of the car to get into the driver's seat. And that moment of him walking around the outside of the car before he gets in, that's his vacation.
That's his only vacation.
That's it.
That is true. That's so true. It's so true. That is, I just went to Michigan, and it's like, I mean, I had my moments here and there. Like, we went out with John McCarran one night and his amazing wife, and we had like a fun night with him. But like some of my friends came up, but it's like the kids are always looming. They're always there. Like, even when you go out, they're back where you're about to go. Like, there's no just freedom from them.
No, they're
always
the event
there.
horizon.
Yes, exactly. Is that what you experience? So we were talking about this yesterday, is where this came up, and Brendan said something about like vacation. What was, I feel like you put it succinctly.
I see it all the time. There is no dads on vacation are not on vacation.
No,
there is no vacation for the dad.
No, or the mom.
Or the
Let's
mom.
be fair.
Certainly
Let's
not
be
the
fair.
mom
Let's
either.
be fair.
No, that's
Certainly
true.
not the mom.
Certainly
Even
not
more
the mom.
so for the mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think we were even considering there possibly being a vacation for moms.
No. Moms are just done the minute that they have children. Like, there will never be another vacation again.
No, exactly. It's too much to worry about.
Sure.
But dads should get a vacation.
Of course, we're men. Come on, give me a couple minutes. Of course, I need to break. Yes.
Oh God, I was just on vacation, quote unquote, with my family for 2 weeks. My original family for 2 weeks on Cape Cod.
Yep.
And
this was post filming.
Post film.
And you were just like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to think about work. I'm just going to take a break. Is that what we're looking at?
Well, that's the concept. That's what's on the brochure.
Sure. That's what you were planning.
Right. But then, it's all logistics. It's meals. It's which beach are we going to? It's like you got to keep these two cousins apart because they'll like they're always arguing about stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's and then there's the next meal. There's always the next fucking meal.
Oh, it's the next meal.
And then it's like board games feel like everything is just a coordination and a chore. And then like, well, half the kids want to go to the thing with the other stuff, and we have to go there. You get in this car. I'll wait with the equipment. You go to the other place. Now, there's a long beach line. You wait in the back of the line and then relieve me, and I'll go down. I'll carry all the shit. As soon as I drop it, I'll go back up to the car so you can carry the rest of the shit down. And it's like that. Why do we?
And then you wade through all this shit, and finally, like, you put the kid to bed like a little bit later than normal because it's vacation, and then finally at 9:30 you got your moment, and you're like, okay, I'm on vacation. And then like in 15 minutes you're like, I'm so fucking exhausted, I just want to go to sleep.
And how could you not be?
You can't not be.
Right. And in my family, my original family, like the one in which I was a brother, there are Oscar's the youngest grandchild, so there are like full adult grandchildren level, you know what I mean, like the next one down from me,
right?
Who are like, it goes up to 23, so they're all up all night. I'm not even going to get I'm not even going to stay up past them.
They can't fucking take care of Oscar.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
Come on, 23-year-olds, what are you doing?
There are too many of them. They're too many.
So they're just having a good old time,
and they're
like all cousins.
They're all cousins.
They're like, yeah, time to party. Who's that fucking little kid? Someone deal with him.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I love my family, and we had a good time, but it is not a vacation. It is a gauntlet of logistics and ordeals.
Yes.
In which you coordinate for others their ability to have togetherness. But you're a roadie. You're behind the scenes. You're on the soundboard. You're the tour manager.
You're making sure that the entire thing doesn't fall apart.
You're selling merch.
Yeah, exactly.
You're driving the van.
You're doing it all. Yes. Did you watch The White Lotus?
No.
Oh, you have to watch The White Lotus.
Oh, I will.
Oh, it's the best thing I've seen in years.
Oh, really? I feel this way about Mayor of Easttown. Let's do every exchange.
Okay. All right. I have to get into that. I know my sister highly recommends that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just so good. It's Mike White, about
the filmmaker Mike White?
The filmmaker, writer, actor Mike White. Yeah. Okay. So he created this thing about like a families, and I feel like there's some like something keeps. Maybe it's me, and maybe I should stop rustling the table. I'm just going to sit like this. Okay. This looks comfortable.
It looks very natural.
Hello. I'm spread. My arms are kind of spread out. You can't see me, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yes, I can.
But you can feel me.
See me.
I'm like Tommy in when the Gypsy Acid Queen puts him in the Iron Maiden.
I listen to that album every day in its entirety in sophomore year of high school. Every day I listen to Just a Tommy.
The original?
Mm-hmm.
I was quite taken by, they did a stage version of it that aired on Fox.
Oh, really?
When we were probably... I don't know. It was like the first couple of years that Fox even existed.
Really?
And it was like Billy Idol played cousin.
Yes. Wait. Yes.
Do you remember this?
But it was a concert thing, right?
Yes.
I watched that too, totally. And I was totally into it.
It was fucking great, and that was the first time I ever heard Tommy.
Oh yeah.
And so like then after that, I bought the Tommy album, and it's like when you hear it one way first, like the other thing always sounds weird to you.
Yep.
So that always sounded weird, and then finally they had this box set where they released that concert. And like Phil Collins was Uncle Ernie, and he was so good. And they released that box set as like one of the discs on this like box set, so I like got the box set, and I could finally scratch my itch for the live Tommy that I love so much.
Jeff, we had the exact same childhood because the exact same thing happened to me. I watched that concert, then bought the album, but then I sort of forced myself to just like the album.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know how to get that my hands on that concert.
Sure.
Again. This is but that's crazy because we were in different states having the same boyhood.
That is amazing. I have that album. If you would like to hear it,
I would.
If you would like to hear the live version,
I
before they turned it into a terrible Broadway play.
I never saw that.
It was just like I saw it. It was just like, they just they watered down everything. You're just like, come on,
that's theater for you. I mean, did the beans come out of the TV set like in the movie version? Do you remember that?
That did not happen. No, Ken Russell was a sick fuck, man. That guy's movies are disturbing. The most disturbing filmmaker.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We went to when I was on the commune, one of the dads was like, "Come on, kids, let's go to the drive-in." So we all went to the drive-in. I was 5, maybe.
Okay.
And it was a double feature of Stripes and Tommy.
That is a weird ass double feature.
So we watched Stripes.
You were totally on board for Stripes.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean, there's like nudity and shit. Remember the mud wrestling scene and all that? Because like if it was
John
a PG,
Candy gets in there.
Oh yeah.
In
the 70s / early 80s, if it was a PG comedy, there were definitely boobs.
Yes, true.
Which is so weird, like obligatory,
right?
Which is bizarre.
Yeah.
And so I grew up, whatever. That's a whole.
We grew up with boobs.
Yeah.
It's true.
So anyway, and then Tommy comes on, and I was like, "This isn't as funny as Stripes."
No.
And then the beans,
so
big beans,
upsetting.
start to fill that woman's living room.
Yes.
And she's writhing around in sexual ecstasy.
Yes.
I've never eaten beans again, nor have I had sex ever again.
No, I've never had sex in beans. I've eaten beans. I've had sex. I've never had sex in beans since then.
You know, exposure therapy is a thing.
That's what they say. I mean, I think about it all the time. Probably
sex and
more
beans.
than is healthy. Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, Heinz sex and beans.
And I bet that turned a lot of people into scat. Scat enthusiasts.
That could be. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was just so like his aesthetic. Like, what else did he do? He did Lair the White Worm, which I've never seen, but
Tender Mercies.
Did he?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what Tender Mercies
Terms of Endearment.
No. Come on. No, he did a few. Did he do The Wall? Maybe.
Oh, did he?
Maybe
another one.
I don't know. He had Ken Russell's movies were like he had a few like over the years, and they were just like that ugly like 70s like brownish feel, but like also with like people writhing around in beans. It was like this horrible gonzo
like
70s
Zabriskie
thing.
Point, that kind of. No, that was Santonioni. I
That was
think.
kind of a cool movie. I don't know. Let's move on. We're boring our audience.
Sorry, audience.
That's okay. But we'll do a whole special on Ken Russell.
Ken Russell-tacular.
Yes, the Ken Russell-tacular. I love it. Let's move on to our next segment, True Daddy, a confession.
Oh, True Daddy Confessions.
1, 2, 3. Oh no! What's Daddy been thinking? Oh no! What's Daddy been drinking? True Daddy Confession.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Please do.
So school has started up again. Has school started for you guys?
Yes.
And is Oscar at the same school or is he in Eagle Rock now?
Same.
Okay. I have this feeling like that I'm like so like this is a True Daddy confession, right? So I can bare my soul here to you.
You're safe.
You won't tell my children.
You're safe here.
I'm happy to be rid of them. Like I have the house to myself during the day again. I have some quiet time. I have some me time. I mean, I'm working, of course, so it's like not, it's not exactly me time, but it's just like there isn't an id there that I need to respond to at all hours of the day. But I'm getting this joy, or I'm getting this sense of peace by sacrificing my children to attend this, like to go to school and possibly catch a life-threatening illness. And I'm very conflicted about this.
Oh, right. I hadn't looked at it that way.
Yeah. Like
Right,
I'm just
really.
like,
so that you can have some peace and quiet.
Yes. I'm like feeling happy about it. But then like every hour of the day, I'm like, I mean, kids are disgusting. Like what if the kid next to him is coughing and
There's sending him to work at a poorly run knife factory.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel conflicted about it. Do you have the same sense of confliction?
Yes, I want to say.
Now that I mention it.
Now that you mention it, I do. Yeah, I guess I sort of wondered. I was like, school year starting. I would not be able to handle it if Oscar couldn't go to school.
Right.
So I'm just going to will it into being, you know?
And
everyone is just
that's
sort
where
of
we
turning
all
up.
were. That's where we all were after last year, I think.
But do you think everyone is like, the economy must win, and actually our children are in more danger than we think they are?
I mean, we'll see in another week or so. I mean, certainly in the South, like,
well, no one should live in the South.
No. But I mean, I just feel like the way this illness has worked, like we're in our, Western and Eastern enclaves, we're like very judgy, and we're like, oh, look at those poor people like in the South. Like, yes, you didn't get vaccinated. It serves you right. And then like in another month, we're just going to be the hot spot.
Oh, again,
because
we sent our kids to school.
It's like it's a fucking disease. It just like creeps around and travels around, and it hits certain places and sometimes, and other places at other times. And like, I'd like to believe that like we're safer in the long run because more of us are vaccinated, but is that the case? Like this Delta variant, and then there will be another variant that comes along and is even worse and like murders children outright, and like
right. And it gives you like exploding blood vessel disease.
Yes. It's terrifying.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And so you're feeling a little guilty for being relieved at this.
Yeah. But also like a little bit just worried for my kids, that they're like stuck in classroom in masks all day. And thank God my children are old enough to like keep a mask on during the day, but like there's a lot of kids who probably that's not working for them, Do you send them to an after school program? Yep,
me too.
Yeah, even that. Like, I'm it's not enough that I subject them to COVID all day at school. I have to be rid of them for a couple more hours. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I just make them go sit at the DMV.
That's nice.
Until I can pick him up. It's a place to sit, do his homework.
Yeah. But on the plus side, you've got your real ID. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're ahead of the game. What is your do you want to say anything about Oscar going back to school? What's the situation there?
Yeah, I also, it's funny, actually, I can tie this into my own True Daddy confession. which is that, first of all, I would say that he's gone. Suddenly he's gone all the time. And I got used to him being around.
Right.
But he has full days. Emily and I are here. We don't leave, we drop him off at school and then we pick him up at the end of the day.
Sure.
But it's like he's the one he went out and got a full-time job and
right.
leaves us at home. And I miss the guy a lot.
Oh, God. You're one of those. You're one of those. You need another kid.
I did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that. I do. But on the other hand, of course, I forget what life is like. Without Emily being the voice of reason around here, I would absolutely have been one of those codependent attachment parents who's like a disaster and mows the lawn in front of their child and goes and like, well, is pickup gonna, how does pickup work? Calling the principal and being like, which door am I supposed to drop him off at? And not trusting that he'll figure it out or I will figure it out when we get there. Like, I would have been a fucking mess. And I am on... Emily's always trying to say, but what if you drew a boundary? I'm sitting on the beach.
Between you and Oscar?
Yeah, because I'm sitting on the beach. This all sounds disconnected, but it's connected. I'm sitting on the beach, and like he's digging a hole or whatever. And then the moment I pick up the book Brian sent us.
Yeah.
And I crack
it open.
The moment it cracks open, I hear, Dad, come help me dig this hole. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And I think it truly is if I am doing something like making dinner, he's off doing his own thing. But if I do something that is in any way self-serving, like read a book, it's time to connect.
Yes. Interesting.
It's time to keep that channel open. Like, up. No,
right,
you don't. No, you don't.
Out of the corner of his eye, he spies you taking pleasure in life.
100%.
Yeah.
And so, but this is not his fault. I have trained him this way accidentally by being so neurotic and on red alert all the time and making sure he's okay.
Okay.
And being kind of like codependent myself as a person, I am the product of a long line of people with abandonment complexes, what I mean? And so, therefore I'm just like a fucking mess. And I made him I made him listen on that frequency for when I disengage to do something that is for me. And so I have somehow encouraged it, and I don't know how to stop it. And Emily watches it happen, and she's like, just tell him you're going to read a book. And I'm like, easy for you to say.
Really?
Miss draws a boundary, 4 boundaries before she eats breakfast.
Sure.
But I don't even, A, no fucking idea how you do that.
Yeah.
B, it would be, like, at this point, it would both feel like a violent assault and be perceived that way.
Interesting. But you must say no.
Oh yeah. And I'm a disciplinarian, and I am educating that child into being a civilized, functional,
he says his pleases and thank yous.
100. No, right. I'm not one of those parents. It's like whatever you do is awesome, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like what? Like, I mean, to me, like we try day in and day out to draw those boundaries. Like it's always like, Mom, come see this, come do that. Dad, come help me with this. And I'm like, no, I'm busy. And they just fucking are relentless. They just don't shut up about it until finally, like you're like, God, fine, show me the stupid video that you just watched.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Right, exactly.
And I'm like, oh, that's great. Well, that's a great fucking video. Thanks for showing that to me, dude. I loved it. Storm off.
Slam.
Yeah, exactly. You little prick.
Right.
And I'm like, don't you want to stop that interaction?
Honey, he wanted to share something with you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, you can share it up his ass. That's where you can share it. We try to set the, I don't know how the boundary works. Like, but you're married to someone who you say like is very adept at it. Like,
oh my God, it's incredible.
What does she do that's different than what we're doing?
She puts a crack in the earth's crust and you can't cross it. It's amazing. I don't know what she does. I don't know how she does it, but she's like, no. She somehow, here's the thing. She knows he's going to be okay without her.
Sure.
And I don't know he's going to be okay without me. And that's my confession, is that I cannot talk myself out of being on red alert all the time.
Okay, but here's a question which may be somewhat controversial. And if Emily, if you're listening to this, I don't mean this in any derogatory way. But is the fact that Emily leaves a lot for work, does that give her a certain power in that, like, Oscar is always like, might lose mom's love if I don't do what she says.
Never thought about that.
And he's like, well, Dad's always here. Like, I got Dad's love no matter what.
He's always asking how my day was. He wakes me up, makes me breakfast. He's my servant.
Yes, exactly.
Whereas the other one, she just sort of floats in and out.
I don't know what to make of that one. Like, I might have to watch myself with her. Yeah.
So I should go on random trips without much notice. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad idea. Sort of up my stock value.
Absolutely. Well, once this movie starts making the rounds, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to be all over the globe.
That's right.
You and the Din Din cast.
Skiing in the Alps.
Skiing in the Alps. Probably. I hope it's not like a force majeure type situation.
Oh, it definitely would be. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. And really in fact, that came up as I was directing them, because I was like, guys, if you want to know what I consider to be fucking perfect acting, watch Force Majeure.
Oh, and did they?
No.
Or were they like, oh, shut up?
Yeah, basically.
Brendan, shut up.
Brendan, shut up. Yeah.
How dare you?
There's not. They have done like 50 plays together. Like over 10 years, they've just been stewing in each other's juices.
Oof.
And so there's nothing like it's like
they know each other,
like a shortstop and a second baseman and a first baseman that have been on the same teams since childhood, and now they're in their 40s.
That's crazy. Does that come across in the footage?
Oh,
like, are you just like it's just like, wow, this is like a master class in acting,
in my opinion.
When do I get to see this? Like, just do a rough
on how much
cut.
money you give me.
Just do a rough cut. Just slap one together. Let me see it.
All right.
Come on, it's not going to change after that. Come on.
I know, that's right.
We should do like a Dad Jeans screening.
Ooh, for our listeners only.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Do we have any who live in Los Angeles?
I don't know. Well, there's one.
We have some in Russia. We have a couple in Russia.
We have a couple in Russia. There's there are a weird amount in Brazil.
Yeah.
Obrigado, boys.
Yeah. Hey.
I think that means thank you.
Slap. Just slap it. Slap the face.
That guy. Did I send you that guy?
So funny. Yeah. And then I sent it to my brother-in-law, Sonny, who is like, he has like a YouTube guitar channel now.
Oh, awesome.
And I was like, make more videos like him. And he's like, yeah, I know him. He's like awesome. Blah, blah, blah.
Slap the like button.
So
Did you see the thing where he was like goodbye and he had a bald head?
No.
And it's basically clickbait to make you think like he's terminally ill. And then he's like, the more you slap the like button, the more my hair will come back. And then he rips off the bald cap and his hair is underneath. And that guy's so fucking great.
He's so fucking funny. Let's move on to our next segment.
Oh, yes. Why not?
Why would we not?
Why wouldn't we?
Spike Club.
Spike Club.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! Fuck!
God damn it.
Brendan, do you want to go first?
Oh, after you. Après vous.
Oh, après moi. Merci.
Très bien. No, de rien.
Non, de rien.
De rien?
Ouais.
Ouais.
Comme ça. Exactement comme ça. So, okay, this is something that like we've done, I'm sure, like to death on Dad Jeans, and it is a modern function of our politics. Like, it's just like you can't avoid looking at what the Republicans do and pointing out the hypocrisies, right?
Right.
But I'm just tired of it. I mean, I'm on Twitter way more than I should be, but it's just like the hypocrisy police. It's like, we get it. They're fucking hypocrites. It's
right.
How many times a day do I have to see someone make the comment like, oh, is this really the pro-life party? Like, really?
Oh, that. Right,
and they're
right,
saying
exactly.
no masks. Oh, really? They're the pro-life party. It's just so like fucking, I'm done with it. It's like, yeah, we get it. They're hypocrites. Like they have no problem being hypocrites. Like
none.
No matter how much we point it out, it doesn't change the dynamics.
It is their superpower, and they draw strength from the fact that we get so tweaked
that
by
we get so upset about it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, yeah, of course, like everything they're saying about body autonomy when it comes to vaccines and masks is exactly the opposite of what they say about abortion.
Right.
It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't
Right.
matter. I'm just sick of it. It's like it's like when people like, I just hate people who go for the easy joke.
Yes.
Yes. And that's what Twitter has become. It's just like millions of people going for the easy joke.
There came a point watching MSNBC and the other stuff where someone being very eloquent about just how galling Republicans are as an art form.
That still
kind
works.
Of got tired, but it got tired for me.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? Whereas I started to be
there's the Adam, what's his name? Adam Schiff, who's like, is that his name?
Yeah. He's the rep from Burbank.
Yes, he's so eloquent and he's so wonderful. He delivered all these speeches for the impeachment trial that were like so moving and so good, and it just like didn't fucking do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything. And I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, I was suddenly there came a point where I was like, they're gone. They've left. Mm-hmm. We're just saying all this to each other, and so then it's like I guess it's like a poetry slam for who can be the most eloquent about it, and that's fine.
Right.
But like sitting down and taking your Maddow pills and then your Chris Hayes pills, great. It's great entertainment, but and it all is very galling and appalling. Yet. They're gone. They left. They're doing this, and they aren't listening. They've left the room. They've left the building. There's not. So we're just.
Who are you appealing to?
We're just an echo chamber.
We're an echo chamber. We're talking to ourselves.
So it's like, take that, Donald Rumsfeld or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? But they're not listening. There's no one. No one is there. So
no.
So there comes a point at which you're like, so why are we even bothering saying this to each other?
Right.
I guess we have to stay frosty. I get that. But it's not like, I think what it is I caught myself having that, feeling. And then realizing, but I'm in the choir. Mm-hmm. So we're not getting anywhere.
No, we're not. But I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either.
But it's just so frustrating to see all this like stasis, everywhere, that it's just like, you're not moving the needle with them. Like, I don't get any joy out of, I mean, this is a new Twitter thing, which I find kind of sick, that someone spoke out against vaccines and then they die of COVID, and it's like they post the article and they're like, haha, look at you, fucker, you're dead, and I'm just I don't get joy from that. I'm just like, that's really sad. There's a lot of people in this country who are living very sad lives,
right?
And they're gonna die.
And he was taken in by some bad ideas.
Yeah, and it's like,
it's far be it from anyone. Like, that's very purity sounding.
Sure.
Far be it from. I mean, Republicans are fucking awful. The Republican Party is an extinction level event.
Yes.
Yet, there's some dumb, gullible people.
Yeah. No, totally.
That are like, well, the television said it, and then they die, and it's really fucking sad when people die.
It is very sad, and I wonder if I would feel differently about it if I saw if the Democrats were taking control in a way that they actually were seeking retribution for all of these wrongs. You know what I mean? The eloquent speeches would mean something to me if they were backed up by action.
Right.
If I saw actual, we're going to fucking, they did that thing, the January 6th commission where the cops talked, mm-hmm. and then they went on vacation. Right. What the fuck? I thought that was the beginning of something.
Yes, right. And it would just be a big takedown. And then, no.
And then it was like, oh, what a crazy day that was. And now what's next? There's no message. I have no idea. I'm a Democrat. I'm on every fucking Democratic mailing list. Gavin Newsom emails me and texts me 5 times a day.
Right.
I should know exactly what's happening right now. And I have no idea I don't even know. Are they there? No, I think they're gone.
Jesus. I saw somebody, speaking of him, text or tweet something like, look, I don't like having a governor named Gavin any more than the next guy, but you have to vote no on this stupid fucking recall.
Let me just say, I have started texting for Gavin Newsom because you have to vote no on this fucking recall. Anyone who's listening to this who lives in Los Angeles mm-hmm. or in California, vote no. It is absurd.
Oh, yeah.
We went to our friend's house the other day, and we started talking about the recall, and they're like, what? They're like, I thought they were politically involved people. They didn't even know it was happening.
Oh my God. What?
They were just like, oh yeah, I knew about that, but he'll be fine. And that's a lot of people in this state. It is scary because the dude who's going to win is like this fucking nut job if Gavin Newsom gets voted out. So anyway.
And did you see Angeline was one of the people you could vote for?
Yes. I mean, I would be fine with Angeline.
I would also be fine with Angeline.
But yeah. I mean, let's give her due. She paid for that billboard for how many years? Yeah. Like, she deserves something.
And then I'd love to see that pink Corvette in Sacramento.
Yes. All right. Okay. I'm changing my mind. Vote for Angeline.
Yeah. Well, vote no, but then if it has to be someone, Angeline.
Vote for Angeline. Exactly. Brendan, what is your Spike Club?
My Spike Club actually has come up a little bit in this conversation, and it is two-part. It's a two-parter. American gullibility.
Yes.
All the we're a nation of immigrants for the most part.
Sure.
Of willing immigrants for the most part. And the people who leave a country to go make that money in the other country they heard about are often the people in the village that no one else likes.
Oh, interesting.
Don't you think like all the outcasts were like, oh no, yeah, you should definitely go to America,
sure.
Seamus, you know what I mean?
That could be. I mean, it's like people from, small towns moving to New York or Los Angeles. It's like, get out. Yeah. Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Yeah. No, you'll love it there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, off you go.
Right.
I could buy that. We're a nation of like fucking losers who were kicked out of our villages. And couldn't get along with everybody. And now we're just all so gullible and just want to be rich. And so watching the people fall for the shit, the Republican thing, the big lie and all this kind of stuff, just watching all these people have all these dumb ideas. This guy who like killed his fucking children because of serpent DNA.
Please. I'm shocked that they haven't started a GoFundMe for that guy yet.
Yeah, right, exactly. Or like Black Rifle Coffee hasn't posed with the guy or whatever.
Oof.
Yeah. So anyway, awful. And so that kind of thing where we will just fall for fucking anything.
Yeah.
If it sounds remotely plausible and is kind of deliciously sinister, we're like, yeah.
Are you talking like conspiracies? Like, what do you mean?
Yes, I'm talking conspiracies.
Okay.
Mostly. And yeah, mostly I'm talking about conspiracies, but really anything, because people fall for all sorts of rhetoric,
Right, sure.
Anything coming out of Fox News, whatever it is. So watching all these for the last year and a half or 2 years or 3 years, watching all of these dum-dums absorb these fucking idiotic, ever since Pizzagate, these idiotic ideas, one more idiotic than the next, has been really haunting for me, because as I watch them, I've realized, I might in my life have been on the left hand, like obverse side of this, and bought some conspiracy-ish stuff myself.
Like what? Seth Rich. Oh, no. So, yeah, that guy who killed himself. Vince Foster, who did the Clintons murder.
Oh, right, no. Never the Clinton. No, it's more like in the very early days of 9/11 was an inside job. I saw some YouTube video before one knew that there are YouTube videos that'll convince you of anything,
Right.
I saw one and I was like, maybe,
Maybe it was.
Maybe it wasn't, that kind of thing. And then you get your wits about you or whatever. But my point being, or even just like
the moon landing. There's some pretty convincing evidence out there about the moon landing.
400,000 people would have to have lied.
Yeah. Well, maybe they did. Maybe they didn't know. They didn't know. They all thought they were like working on something important.
Right.
And Stanley Kubrick, meanwhile, was like,
well, I got myself a NASA lens.
I'll spin this zoetrope, and you'll never know what happened.
I just feel like, so then I'm like, maybe the Bernie Sanders stuff and the AOC and all this kind of stuff. Maybe I'm like, am I just them? Am I the equivalent of the right?
I see.
But on the left?
Yeah.
Am I as bad as they are?
No. I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know that we have to I know that we go there mentally, and that's exactly what makes us different from them.
Okay.
I hope you're right.
I want you to be right,
because I try to find those equivalencies too, and I'm like, but then like the end point of all that, it's like vaccines. Like, I can see how you would go down the path to distrusting. Like, do I think fucking doctors know it all? Like, hell no. Like, I think doctors are like fucking full of shit. Like I hate doctors. Like doctors are the doctors I know in life are some of the most egotistical people I've ever met in my life. They're just like it's like there's a lot of bullshit that goes on with like medicine, right? It's like you go into a doctor and like 5 different doctors have 5 different diagnoses. Like that's not a science. That's just like them telling you their opinion, basically.
And it's the art of conversation and the last thing they read.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I can get how one would go down the anti-vax path, but there's just like a certain place where I feel like you just can't let your mind go there, because it's like, maybe that the green that I'm seeing isn't really green. Maybe it's red. It's like I don't know. Like you can go anywhere in your brain, but like you gotta establish certain ground rules for reality, right?
Yeah.
So like I just feel like I have done this thought experiment so many times, like trying to figure out, am I just like believing some bullshit, like where they are, is it equivalent, like left, right? And at the end of the day, Brendan, you got to go back to the Dad Jeans motto, which is fuck certainty.
Yes.
Fuck
right.
certainty.
Fuck certainty.
If you're certain, you're wrong.
That's absolutely correct. Okay then. Thank you, Jeff. You have recalibrated me.
Good. I'm glad.
But you
know who really recalibrated you?
Who's that?
The Dad Jeans Murph.
The Dad Jeans Murph.
Yes, he hit you in the face with his nutsack.
He's always carrying around that sack of nuts, just whacking you in the face with those nutsack.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God. That is deep. That's a deep cut.
Deep lore.
Deep lore.
I wonder how many of our listeners will even understand that deep lore.
One hand.
Yeah.
And Tron. Those two.
Tron. John McCarran.
Yeah. So, do you ever look back at yourself, though, and you're like, oh, you fucking idiot, about when you were younger? I feel like we all must. And is everyone
absolutely.
Is everyone... I'm just sort of new to this, where, like, the dimensions of idiocy of the young me keep revealing themselves to me in the form of, like, memories and stuff.
Like the layer of an onion.
Yeah, like, I realized recently that I was a fucking spoiled brat. At this particular summer, I was living with my aunt in Scranton.
You called her your aunt. Of course you were a spoiled brat. Yes.
And I remember all my the cousins and uncles, they were sort of like, they would talk to me in a certain way that I always found a little odd. And then I realized I was like a huge problem.
Oh,
and
really?
I was a fucking brat.
Really?
Yeah. And I want to think I grew out of it, but so I look back and I'm like, of course I would. Anyway, I look that, and then I think of my 20s, I'm so fucking idiot. And everyone must look back at themselves and be like, you idiot. Why is everyone better at this than me? I really resent how dumb I was.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I mean, I definitely I can't believe how long I stayed a child. Like well into my 30s.
Oh, same.
Well into my 30s.
Yeah.
I was like, I took just like 15 years to just be like, I don't have responsibilities.
Yes.
Yeah. If I had to start a 401k at my first job, I'd be sitting on fucking retirement money. I could probably retire in 5 years, you know?
Yeah.
Didn't even think. I was just like, fuck that. Like, why would I put 2% of my income away when I can spend it at the bar?
Exactly. I didn't even have jobs.
No.
I was just like...
I was more professional than you, but
yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you were a spoiled brat. Jesus Christ, Brendan.
Brat. I'm disgusted. Still a spoiled brat.
Disgusted by you.
I'm disgusted by me too.
Good. We've reached consensus. Shall we move on to our last segment?
Oh, yes.
Fatherly advice.
Fatherly advice.
Help me, Daddy. Fatherly advice. Help me, Daddy. Fatherly advice.
I don't know why I'm doing everything in that
the Fauntleroy voice.
There's a did you ever watch Powerpuff Girls with Oscar?
Never.
There's a character on Powerpuff Girls named Him, who's he's like he's Satan, I think, like he's supposed to be Satan, and he's a very satanic looking figure, and he has this voice that's like the most upsetting voice I've ever heard on a children's cartoon.
Really?
Where he's like, Hello, Powerpuff Girls. It's me, him.
And I'm going to get you.
He's got this
Whoa.
really. Then he goes into this really creepy guttural sound.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think that's who I was doing.
Huh.
I was doing him.
Him.
Fatherly advice, Brendan.
Yes.
Yours, I'm very excited to hear about.
Oh, yes. 100 Days of You.
Yes.
Okay. I got this from an old boss of Emily's named Glenn, and she was talking to him, and he couldn't.
Bosses
meet
are
her.
always named Glenn. Aren't
They're
they?
always named Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was saying, like, I can't meet you because I've got to go to the gym because it's 100 days of Glenn.
Oh, really?
And I was like, ooh.
And
that's kind of the only information I had. But from it, I built my fall, which is 100 Days of Brendan.
Ooh,
and I made
tell me.
I made a checklist of things. I'm going to go get it.
Oh, my God, please. I'm excited to hear this.
Okay. It's great.
Brendan is running through his... I guess we're in like kind of a... This is kind of like the filthy garage. This is kind of like the...
It's like the old garage.
Oh, no, he's got a ukulele. This is a 100 Days of Summer thing, isn't it? You're going to fucking pull a Zooey Deschanel on me, aren't you?
I was going to take... I
can't wait to see what's about to happen.
I was going to take a master class, like on the master class thing about
on ukuleles, of course.
But it's this guy, and the first class, he's like, first you pick up your ukulele.
Oh, no.
And I was like, nope, not taking this class.
Stephen Merritt doesn't do a master class on ukulele?
He should, shouldn't he?
Yeah, see, that's what I'd like to hear a master class on ukulele from.
We're gonna do a quick cover of Creep.
Oh, fun.
Ready?
Yes.
When you were here before, so you go. Couldn't
Look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather on a beautiful world. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting?
No, that's great. That could
was
have
fun.
gone more perfectly. So anyway, no, my ukulele was sitting on top of my checklist.
Yes.
And in other news, I have to wear reading glasses now. Did I tell you this?
No.
I went through
I have
the
no
change.
sympathy for you. I have bifocals.
Oh, you already do? Okay.
Go fuck yourself.
So, no, I already... Yeah, so I've
your
gone through
atom
the
bomb?
change. However, I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and I got monovision. Do you know what that is?
No, it sounds amazing.
This contact sees distance, and
Yeah.
this contact reads.
And it works?
It works.
Really?
Instantly, I was like, I can read again.
Ugh,
but it's
I
my
can't
left
even
eye reading.
wear contacts. That's how bad off I am.
You can't
so
wear them?
wait. So no, because I've got a whole thing in my glasses. It's horrible. I'm a mess.
Sorry to
How did the ukulele fit into your 100 Days of Brendan?
It was sitting on top of my 100 Days of Brendan clipboard. So
Jesus!
So I just brought it back.
But is that part of your 100 days?
No.
Oh Jesus! No,
I just wanted to sing.
I just
sing,
did horrible
sing along with you.
harmonizing for no reason.
So anyway, I made a list of things that I have to do every day. There's brain health, creativity health, relationship health, food health,
For
home
100
health,
days?
physical health, and money. And then eating, I have to write down what I eat and then the calories, etc. And then I do, it's a little. Then I have to do a little meal prep.
Sounds like 100 days of hell.
chores. I correspond with people, write letters, become a correspondent again, meditate.
Yeah.
I just made a list of all the things that if I do all these things, I'll be a healthy person. And for 100 days, I'm not going to have seconds during meals, that kind of stuff. Discipline.
You get off on this discipline thing. This is like for years you've been doing the discipline thing.
Right. That's true. I have.
I mean, it's admirable, but it's also like compulsory. Mm-hmm. There's something in you that you're like, I must set up rules around myself in order to be a fully realized person. And does it help?
It does help.
Do you ever just want to be like, go ape shit and just be like, oh, I'm going to say fuck all the rules?
Never. My form of going ape shit is coming up with more rules.
Okay. Maybe it would be fun to go ape shit though.
I'd feel so self-conscious.
Maybe we should trade 100 days of Dinsmore for 100 days of Brendan, and I will do rules, and you will do no rules.
Oh my god!
Because I feel like I hate rules. If I detect a rule in my life, I go berserk.
So if I were doing 100 Days of Dinsmore, like I would be out on that trampoline out there having sex with an avocado most of the time.
Exactly. That's all it is. Yeah, that's what 100 Days of Dinsmore is.
Oh.
No, you'd get that chicken, dude. You'd fuck that chicken. Keep fucking that chicken.
They have
Remember
weird
that?
names, those chickens.
Yeah. I think Ellie named them.
Oh, I'm sorry. They have wonderful names. That's your niece?
Yes. No, I admire that. I want to see some fun in that. Like when you brought up the ukulele, I was like, oh, this is fun. Brendan's like learning new skills. He's like,
learn. That's part of it. Also, looping, playing music, practicing piano, things like that. All that. It's all creative stuff. Meditating.
That's good, but it doesn't feel like more work.
Well, I'm so haunted by the things about which I am delinquent.
Yeah.
That if I could eliminate delinquency, I would feel free.
It'll never happen. How long have you been chasing that dragon, man?
Since I was 0, maybe?
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel too. I mean, I'm always a fucking mess. I'm like, I don't know what the next I'm always behind on something.
Yeah.
Time. I'm always looking at the clock.
Every email.
Every minute of every day, I'm like, oh, it's too late now. I'm gonna die. Like I can't get started on this thing now. For fuck's sake. No, I feel that, man. I feel that. I like it, but I just feel like that just seems like your normal life to me. Like you wake up at 4 a.m., right?
I do. Yeah.
So already now you're getting even narrower on your rules. Like, is it not a recipe for madness?
Are you saying that I might be a little OCD?
It might be a little OCD.
That's interesting.
But I'm the opposite of OCD. I'm like obsessive uncompulsive disorder or something.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Obsessively just never compelled to do anything.
Just trying to live it. No, I don't know. I mean, I have goals, I guess. I want to accomplish things somehow, someday. I've been talking to Sarah about, I'm hoping that like she's through school now and she's getting her license.
Oh, nice.
And I would really love to take an entire year off. I have 2 books that I've been working on and I just want to write them.
Whoa.
That would be a dream.
Whoa.
If I didn't have to think about money for a year. I've been working since I was 16. Like, I feel like I've been thinking about money since I was 16.
Wow.
And I'm tired of money. I'm tired of it.
No, it's awful.
It's awful. But, I mean, that's a privileged statement. You know, most people don't have the ability to not think about money.
Right. That is true. Do you think you could do it?
Probably.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I could definitely write. Like, if I had a year off, I feel like I would accomplish so much to just not, like, have an obligation.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
Oh, that'd be incredible.
8 hours a day to not have an obligation?
It'd be insane. Have you tried riding on trains?
No, I love that idea, though. Maybe
get on that Amtrak.
Riding on trains. Let me give my fatherly advice.
Oh, do please.
It's maybe a subset of your fatherly advice. It's not as intense. Listeners, you may be able to follow this advice. So this is one thing I learned on the Whole30 diet.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't learn it on the Whole30 diet because it's actually not a rule of the Whole30 diet. But as I was doing the Whole30 diet, I came to this revelation that if you want to get yourself right, health-wise and food-wise, wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, and eat vegetables with breakfast.
Whoa.
Like most breakfasts, you think of like, you know, what do you think of?
Eggs, you got your
bacon,
carbs, your sweet, your...
Exactly. You don't think of vegetables.
No.
But you can just throw vegetables in with anything. And especially like, I mean, I'm a big egg guy. Like I have eggs every single morning. Mm-hmm. Eggs are one of the healthiest things you can eat.
Well, sure.
And you know that because you steal Julia's chickens' eggs.
That's not about the eggs for me, though.
No. No, that's just about the sexual deviancy. I understand.
So that's one phrase for it.
I'd love to hear more phrases for it, actually. But no.
Love.
Okay, sure. No, I mean, you've got some, you're going to make a vegetable for dinner. Like that's, you know, we're modern
What one might
American
do.
gentleman.
A cauliflower, a sunchoke.
Yeah, you might make a sunchoke. You might just make a sunchoke, you know?
Yeah.
But then the next day, you probably got some left over. Throw it in with your eggs. You start out the day with some vegetables.
Some fiber coming through you.
Yes, and it's just like, it just sets the tone for the entire day. So like you start out with vegetables, then you're like, well, why am I going to have a snack at 11? I had those vegetables for breakfast.
Right.
And then you have lunch, and you're like, well, why would I might as well just eat a salad because I had those vegetables for breakfast.
Yeah.
And then you keep going, and then just Bob's your uncle the rest of the day.
Ride that veggie train.
You keep riding that veggie train. It's nice.
I once saw Misha eat a salad for breakfast.
Oh God, this guy.
That's next level.
He was trending the other day, and
Was he really?
And he wasn't. It wasn't just that he was trending. It was just Misha was trending. I saw Misha trending on Twitter.
The word Misha.
The word Misha, and I was like, oh, don't even tell me that's fucking Misha Collins. And I click on it. Of course, it's Misha Collins.
Oh, how do you like that?
How do you like
What
that?
was he trending about? Well, you
I
know
don't
why?
He
You know
said
why he's
something
trending?
cool because he's the coolest guy who's ever lived.
And he eats salad for breakfast.
Yeah. I wish he was trending for that. How are you friends with the coolest guy who ever lived?
I can't help it.
Are you like really friends with him?
Yeah, he's one of my dearest friends.
You're better friends with him than me.
No,
You like do
it's a
things
tie.
with him.
No, it's a tie.
You
It's
do
a tie.
things with him. It's a tie? That's the worst thing you could ever say to someone. Jesus Christ. You're a terrible person.
I barely know the guy.
You wish he was your best friend.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
Okay, that's fine.
No, you, Jeffrey,
Yeah,
are the person with whom I
wanna
can
hear
do
it.
this thing.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm done. We're done. Dad, this has been Dad Gene.
Let's final episode.
This is not just the first episode back. It's the last episode you'll ever hear, ladies and gentlemen. No, I kid, Brendan. I'm soaking you in. I'm
IV.
taking you into every bit of my fiber of my being.
Yes, and
it's
same.
been fucking a year and a half at least. It's been like
has.
2 years.
It's been a stupid amount of time.
A stupid amount of time. I hope, God forbid, the Delta variant does not bother us. That it goes away.
Amen.
And that you and I can just do this into the future.
Yes, I think that's a fine idea.
All right. I love it. And
All
you're
right.
back now, right?
I'm back.
You're
here.
back.
For this fucking school year, baby.
Are we doing this next week?
Yes, we are.
All right. It'll be shorter next week.
Okay.
This was our first episode back.
Yeah. Well, how long
we
have
had
we
to.
been going? Oh yeah, as usual. An
We
hour
had
and
to
a half.
kvetch. We had to kvetch.
We had to kvetch.
That's not bad. All right. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Good night.